Hello. So these are some cars that I found one of the other nights while I was out hunting. You probably saw the picture on my social media. I took a picture of these after I found them. So this video is a little late, but I did want to cover some of them just to get some commentary on them. First up, I'm going to do the two Target exclusives, which are these two right here. I found them at, obviously, Target. It kind of surprised me because I wasn't able to find them a while back when they first came out. And then I read online after I picked these two up that they did re-release some of them from the last batch, plus they're adding in new ones. It seemed a little early for these to be part of the new re-releases of these. And considering they have the backs still with these, I don't exactly know at the moment off the top of my head how you distinguish the new batch from the old batch. But I have noticed that sometimes people do return vehicles after a little while. So let's say some collector goes and they buy all of the sets of cars, especially like the Porsche. The Porsche was really hard to find when it first came out. They go out and buy all the Porsches and leave everything else on the pegs. And then 2-3 weeks later, they return to the store and return like 5 Porsches or something like that. So I have noticed that happens because I've found cars that return to the pegs long after they've been released. So, and they don't show up in a group, they show up individually. So these two could have been that. And again, I apologize, I'm not sure how you distinguish either by the code or by the back of the box. I'm not entirely positive at the moment. I just know they re-released them, but it seemed a little early for a re-release. And I was not able to find them in the initial batch a couple months ago when they came out. So anyway, I'm not going to open these ones because I have the other set and I have all 8 of them. So I'm just going to leave them as is at the moment. I will be opening, though, the Matchbox Jeep Grand Cherokee. I do have a bit of a soft spot for Jeeps. I find them kind of fascinating. I don't own one. I've never owned one, but I've had friends who've owned them, and I've really enjoyed driving them. So I appreciate when my friends give me the chance to drive their vehicles. I bought this one too simply because I know that the Grand Wagoneer will be coming out soon, maybe, and I really like that vehicle. In real life, that vehicle is gaining in popularity right now. You can find them all over Craigslist and Auto Trader for a variety of different prices. I'd love to get my hands on one, but I don't know if I'll be able to cash in soon enough before the prices absolutely skyrocket. I'd like to, but you never know. So I decided to pick up the Grand Cherokee simply because it's kind of like an offshoot of the Grand Wagoneer. I'm not entirely sure if this boat is removable. If not, no big deal. It's still a great looking paint job on this vehicle, and I like the blacked out rims. Looks very rugged, even though it is kind of a luxury SUV. Speaking of that, I did put a blog up on my blog about the Lamborghini LM002, so feel free to head over there and read my thoughts on that. It does mention the Grand Wagoneer in it too, so put that there. Next up is the Fiat 500X, the 2016 version of it. This car is a quirky little thing. I, in my personal opinion, in real life, I prefer the L. I'm really tall, I'm 6'4", and at the Detroit Auto Show a couple years ago, my friend and I were both 6'4", and we went to the auto show. There we were able to sit in both the 500X and the 500L. and the 500L was amazingly superior to the 500X as far as space goes. It was a little bit less cramped, and both in the front and back seat. So that's why my friend and I decided that the 500L would be the better option, simply because not only do we have more room in the front, but if we were traveling in the back, it would be easier to sit in the back. So if you're 6'4", or even probably 6 foot and over, the 500L would be better. This is the 500X. I do like the green. It seems like a little bit of a British racing green. Not quite Italian, but it's a good looking vehicle. And it reminded me of my auto show experience. Even though I didn't quite like this one in real life as much as the L, the X is nice. Last up, not really a Hot Wheel or Matchbox, but I am a Kyle Busch fan. And yes, this is coming off the eve of the fight last week in Vegas, his hometown, his home track. I don't support those actions. I'm a huge Joe Gibbs fan, and he drives for Joe Gibbs, and I don't know, I'd like to extend an act of forgiveness. That we're all humans. I'm not making excuses, but I don't agree with his actions. He shouldn't have done that. At the same time, out on the track, it's racing. We all know in real life, if you're cruising down the highway and a slow driver gets in front of you or cuts in front of you, we get mad. It's human. And that seems to be kind of the case what happened with him out on the track with Keselowski. He came up too fast behind him, and it's hard to say what's the call. Do you hit your brakes? Do you plow into Keselowski? Do you dive down into Logano? Or do you hit the wall? As a competitor for racing, and that's his job, he made the call that he made. And I think that's where a lot of people have got bent out of shape, is because he has all those options and he chose that one where he dove down into Logano. Whether Logano was right or wrong either, I'm not going that far. I'm just taking it back to the actual situation where he had to dive down and made the call that he made. So that's my commentary on that. I will probably not blog about that, but just sharing it. So let's get to opening. So this is the Snickers car, and I have the Skittles and the M&M Crispy and the regular M&M's car, the yellow one that he drives most often. I am searching for the Darlington car in this NASCAR Authentics. I can't seem to find it. If anybody knows anything about that car, I would appreciate it, because I don't know where to find it. I've only seen one person on eBay selling it, and that's with the entire set from last year, all the waves of the NASCAR Authentics from Lionel, in that particular package. So in this package, the Darlington car, I've only seen it once on eBay, and I have no idea if it got released. I know it's a Walmart exclusive. It's really perplexing to me. I'd really like to get my hands on it. I don't really know if I'd pay much more than regular price for it. That's why I'm trying to find it in stores. And I do know how waves work. Sometimes they do release them and they never either hit the pegs because collectors find them first, or they sit in the back of the store until who knows when. So I'm going to hold out to try to find it like I've found the Target cars and everything else. But until that point, I decided to buy the Snickers car. So now that will be the fourth Kyle Busch car in my little die-cast collection. Yeah, got the little hood. I think I'm going to make this a magnet, stick it on the fridge. My wife has some of the craft magnets where you can kind of stick it on, so I will probably do that. Well, I really appreciate you watching. We'll hopefully have a new video up soon, And thank you very much for your time.